As usual in the sport of F1, people aren't happy unless you're a Red Bull fan, at least since Abu Dhabi in 2021. Red Bull look ready to run away with the constructors again, and we're not even, it's 5 races in. I think we are 5 races in. I mean, I'll put my hands up and say it could just be that I'm very, very, very pessimistic. But I mean, come on, let's all just accept it. Last year, as we all know, Max just took a big poo on everyone's head. He broke about a million different records. He basically cemented himself as the real deal, let's be honest. But I mean, he didn't really have to, because we already knew. He just decided to go and win 15 races anyway, because why not? As for this year, it's more of the same. But this year, Checo stepped up massively, and he's put himself into a potential title fight. I say potential very lightly, because we all know the possibility that Max just decides he wants to race faster and decimate the rest of the grid for the rest of the season. It's probably very likely.
We call that simply lovely.
Probably more likely than me being able to keep up a conversation with a person on the till in Tesco. I just crumble every time. And yeah, I might be bitter. That's because I'm a Ferrari fan. I watch races now hoping that Charles can maybe pass Magnussen with his front wing. No! And maybe Carlos just decides he doesn't want a 5-second penalty today.
So we have 5 seconds penalty. No, it cannot be, Ricky.
But yeah, in the news and on F1 Twitter, yep, you know, probably the least toxic place on earth. No, I can't even be sarcastic about that. F1 Twitter is the Chernobyl of the internet. But yeah, I'm just seeing more people growing tired of the F1 entertainment aspect, I guess. People are blaming it on boring racing. And I mean, this video comes out after Miami and Baku, so I can't blame them. Those races could just genuinely put an insomniac to sleep.
Through for better points later on.
That was really interesting, wasn't it? It looked like
not again.
Hamilton come out and said that he thinks that the Red Bull is the most dominant car he's ever seen. I'm not sure whether the poor position of the Mercedes damaged his brain, or he just forgot in general how fast the Mercedes was.
I can't believe you guys screwed me, man.
I mean, him and Rosberg were like a full minute ahead at some point. But to be fair, it must be really, really hard for Lewis. Especially after Imola last year, when he was stuck staring at Gasly's rear wing for about an hour, and then Max just come and lapped him. It just had to be painful. And if I was in Lewis's position, I'd be saying the exact same things. As of right now, we're just seeing a dominant team, much like the Mercedes throughout the 2010s. Forever saw keep saying that Ferrari's concept of the car it is perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's good enough to compete with Red Bull. They just need to figure out the best setups for the cars in each race, and I'd believe him if there wasn't a different problem with the car every race.
No, come on. What happened, guys? No power.
But to be fair to Ferrari, they've definitely improved the reliability, and by doing that, they've made the tyres about as durable as Watsits. It's rich coming from me too, because I'm not a genius at all. I can't tell you some scientific engineering mastermind fact about the cars. I just know they go fast. The main problems for Ferrari right now are obviously the race pace and the tyre degradation, and just individual mistakes. We saw how fast they can be in Baku qualifying, but the race and the sprint race was obviously a different story. In my opinion, Charles is the fastest driver in the grid, over 1 lap. Obviously, Max, as of right now, is a far superior racer, but I do think that Charles, over 1 lap, is faster. Charles' biggest problem being his consistency, his mistakes. With Toto just repeating everything he wants at the car is not where it needs to be, and just verbally attacking Christian Horner every 2 minutes.
You're in the shit, and I'm gonna come after you.
It could be a while before anything changes. As a Ferrari fan, I was quite optimistic about this year. Don't ask me why, I just felt something. And the thing that I felt must have been a tumour, because the whatever I was feeling is so far wrong. Bahrain just crippled me. Maybe we need Mercedes to keep doing the little inside operations and getting George to just take home a souvenir of Max's car.
Is he a fucking prick or what?
I'd say that's the Martin look closest to Red Bull right now in terms of race pace. They're the only ones that can really keep up with Red Bull, and I say keep up very lightly, because if being 15 seconds behind the Red Bull car is keeping up, then fair enough. Alonso had a habit of picking up 15 points this year, and he looks ready to challenge the Red Bulls, but that Red Bull car is just so superior. I just need number 33. Please, Fernando. Please, Red Bull, just stop racing for 1 race. But I'd say the biggest issue that people have now is probably the entertainment factor in F1. Sometimes I do wonder whether we just bring back Michael Massey for a race every year and just see what happens with his little safety car shenanigans. However, Lewis would get PTSD. But yeah, as you all know, the Red Bulls just lead the race, all race, every race. And obviously that's just because they've worked hard on the design and they've got it so far right. Adrian Newey is a genius. But the fact that not a single car can get near them, like you could have Fernando Alonso 20 seconds ahead in the start of the race. And you can take all the tyres off Verstappen's car and he'd still find a way to overtake him on lap 20. But it's not only just the championship and the battle for race wins, even the midfield style, barely any overtakes at all. It just doesn't make for great viewing. I know that even Lando has come out and criticised it. Obviously, he's in a lot more pain because the McLaren is a tractor. But even Max has been a lot more vocal. He's spoken out about his desire for smaller, agile cars like the cars of old. Obviously, a main aspect of the cars nowadays is like the faster in the corners and the more reliable. And it's safer, of course, we need that. However, as a fan of the sport, I just like a bit more unpredictability. Like, of course, there's beauty in building a perfect car. A car that has no weaknesses, just the pinnacle of motorsport. The best possible racing car. But also, there's beauty in unpredictability, like I've said. Knowing that someone could be so far ahead, predicted to win the race, and they encounter an issue in the race, and then they have to adapt and maybe still win. Maybe those further down the pecking order get a chance to win again. Imagine Lewis picked up another win, that'd be great. I know the Red Bull fans are going to be fuming that I've said that, but I mean, it would be great. I think we just need those special moments like we used to have. Like the 2012 season, probably the greatest season we'll ever see. To start that season, it was a different race winner each time, and it made it more exciting. And let's be honest, Max is still going to win a lot of races, and I'm completely fine with that because he's an amazing driver, and that Red Bull car is an amazing car. Mercedes had their turn in the sun and Red Bull just had to sit and watch, and now it's Red Bull's turn. But to be fair, even with the Mercedes, I was also vocal about how it was boring. I just like more competitiveness in the sport. Even in the hybrid era with Mercedes, Hamilton had Rosberg for a few years to compete with. As of right now, it just feels like Checo's there to pick up the odd street race win. I do hope I'm proven wrong though, because I'd love to see Checo in a title fight with Max. But after Miami, I've just got no hope. The fact that Max just absolutely bossed that race on tyres that were decades old, it's just unbelievable how good he is and how good that car is. And obviously we can't just ask the FIA to make cars more unpredictable and dangerous. I have a slight feeling that asking for cars to explode more would be breaching safety regulations. But I do think for a lot of people, when I just say we want more exciting racing, obviously with the cars there's not much they can actually do. The next regulations don't come in until 2026, and that's just for the engine. So they've recently tried to switch up the weekend format for some races, for example in Baku, and it was quite bad. It just felt lifeless and confusing. Obviously, they are trying to make a change to make it more entertaining, but I just didn't like it at all, and maybe that's just my opinion, but I just didn't like it. I'm not an expert on stuff like this. I never claimed to be. I just really love the sport. I don't want this video to be like I'm attacking Red Bull or Max. I can appreciate that they're just really, really good. And I'd appreciate it if you left your thoughts on the matter in the comments, and we could just have a little debate on the matter. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you can leave a like and a comment and a share maybe, it'd mean the world to me. Let's see what happens in the future, and hopefully we get some more entertaining races. But other than that, have a good day, and I'll see you later.